Hi, my name is Joseph.
My name is Kate.
My name is Reed.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Jason, and today we'll be talking about megacities and high-density development.
Okay, so what allows a city to be considered a megacity? According to World Population History, a city with a population of 10 million or more people can be considered a megacity. To plan for this, many people, city developers, and urban planners have strategically planned space and resources. Some of the components of a megacity and what needs to be considered in its plan are some of the things that we've been discussing in class, such as commercialized areas and businesses, resources that provide water, renewable energy, real estate, and transportation. So I'm going to break down a couple of these components and provide some examples and deeper insight on the implementations of these components. And the first area is specifically sanitation disposal. And this is one of those components that is being approached with areas to landfill. And in Vietnam, specifically Ho Chi Minh City, there is a lack of area to landfill, which is the main way to handle waste. So they're therefore proposing new technology to treat solid waste. This is a major consideration for megacities and a component that may be overlooked upon first thought, but it's definitely one that takes importance with such a large volume of people. And urban amenities are another component of a megacity. In order for cities to thrive, you must have attractions and urban amenities that will drive a population to the city and make people want to enjoy and populate the city. And there have been several ways that this has been approached. Many are specific to a certain demographic that the city is wishing to attract or a certain field that the city is wishing to have. But one in particular in the Journal of Architecture and Planning Research was established by the National Trust for Historic Preservation and operated by the National Main Street Center. And it's a method of downtown revitalization that's widely used by urban planners, which is called the Main Street approach. And several cities, such as many in Georgia, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Texas, have already implemented this program. But it basically follows four main guideline components: organization, design, promotion, and economic restructuring. So with organization, they try to plan for fundraising and the committee structure of a city, and design to enhance the downtown's physical aspects and just the visual qualities, such as the buildings there, how the streets look, open spaces, waterfronts, that sort of thing. And then promote areas downtown and marketing those events to the public, working to enhance populations in the cities. And then economic restructuring, just to strengthen and diversify the downtown's economy and just the base of the type of people that are visiting this area. And a final goal seeks to assist downtown retail and restaurant establishments by using these techniques to bring people high volumes of pedestrians into the area so that it can boost business and traffic flow. And these type of approaches show the importance of the components of a city and their need for pedestrian presence to keep such a high density of people around cities. And then spacing is another component that is integral to megacities. The importance of having pedestrian-friendly downtown while maintaining these high densities and supplying walk-by traffic for businesses or marketing downtown areas to look lively and interesting has been well covered by many city planners and developers, specifically Crenshaw, Robertson, and Campbell Lee. And some models are helpful in planning such spacing so that developers can kind of see what they're looking at in terms of areas for pedestrians and space of developing their city. And in regards to renewable energy, there are many considerations as well as to what natural resources are available to support each city based on its specific location and unique climate. And so as you can see, there are many components to a megacity, and the planning of these high-density areas is integral to a city's success.
Tokyo is the largest megacity in the world with a population of 38 million. There are 4 megacities in the United States: New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, and the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. New York City is the largest in the U.S. with a population of around 21 million in the metro area. New York City, especially Manhattan, is a role model for balancing urban development with good public transport and access to open spaces. New York is the only American city where most households do not own a car. Somewhat surprisingly, however, it has the least dense population of any megacity due to many outlying suburbs. New York has been a gateway to America ever since the first immigrants came to the U.S. Over 170 languages are spoken there today. No single nationality or ethnicity dominates the city's culturally diverse population. To accommodate for such a large population in a dense area, they started building skyscrapers over 60 years ago, and have continued building them for many years, which is why New York City is now referred to as a concrete jungle. One World Trade Center is the tallest building in the U.S., located in New York City, which happens to be the largest megacity in the U.S. with a height of 1,792 feet. It is the main building of the rebuilt World Trade Center complex and has the same name as the North Tower of the original World Trade Center that was destroyed in the 9/11 attacks.
While there are benefits to living in a large city, there are also many negatives that come along with it. Some examples of these would be air pollution, which is caused by the dense use of motor vehicles and emissions from industrial plants, which in severe cases can even cause health issues in these cities. Poor infrastructure and rushed buildings. There is a significantly higher cost of living in these areas compared to suburbs due to inflation from high demand. There is unavoidable commuting traffic, whether you use your own vehicle or public transportation. In these places, it's very crowded. And large income gaps can lead to homelessness and people living in bad neighborhoods. Also, these areas produce very large amounts of trash. These places are loud, there's a lot of congestion. There's a lack of people being exposed to nature because there's not a lot of plants and trees in these areas either.
Sustainable development is a concept that is well understood, but it's very difficult to practice and express in all developmental situations. Though there are several known negatives involved with high-density development and urban sprawl, there are also many benefits to planning a city this way. Some of the benefits include cost savings in land, infrastructure, and energy, reduced economic costs of travel time, reduced runoff from vehicles to watercourses and emissions to the air and atmosphere, concentration of knowledge and innovative activity in the core of the city, and greater physical activity with the consequent health benefits for people. So there are many positives to high density development, but the density on its own can't produce all the benefits without the proper planning. Because of this, urban designers are expected to look into a variety of things that the planning a city requires, such as allowing parking and transport infrastructure to be used more efficiently, lowering household expenditure on transport, increasing the viability of local shops and facilities, encouraging walking and cycling to bring more health benefits, reducing the need to own a car and reducing emissions, enhancing social equity, increasing personal safety, and offering people convenience, choices, and opportunity that leads to a sense of personal well-being.
Now we might question, what will these megacities look like in 30 years? The starting point is people, not technology. Along with planning and designing, smart investments and policy decisions are crucial to these cities of the future. Will we live in buildings made out of waste, heavily surveilled, smart cities, or maybe floating communities designed to handle rising sea levels? But rather than leaping into dazzling space-age style cityscapes, innovations will unfold in real time, and so too will catastrophes. While 2050 seems far off for existing cities that must perform, transform, and compete with brand new cities, it's pretty close at hand. Cities need to evolve to develop sustainability, improve resilience, meet citizens' rising expectations, and attract investment, new businesses, and talent. The biggest megacities of the future are some you least expect. Lagos, Nigeria, is the home to 17 million people and growing about 50% every decade, so by 2050 it will most likely double in size. The same goes for Shenzhen, China, with more than 15 million, and Karachi, Pakistan, with 25 million people, both looking to double in size by 2050. What happens is that people will leave the rural areas nearby and move to the city to earn more. What we consider individual cities today could merge into single sprawling megacities in the future. As mentioned before, the bigger the city, the more unequal life is there, leading toward rewarding the rich and punishing the poor with segregation, crime, and health issues. And I'll leave you with this quote from the French Civil Unrest in 1968 that is still relevant today. The future will only contain what we put into it now.